Hey, it's not
Why
the
are rivalry games,
Yeah, but I feel like a
rivalry
lot of
games.
them got ruined with whether it's injuries or like the line's crazy or
No, I'm telling you, man, these games throw it all out the window.
Can you
yeah.
hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're loud as
Yep.
hell though.
All right.
What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday morning. Hope everyone's enjoying your holiday, Thanksgiving, whatever. Actually, last night I salvaged some of it back because I had Jets in under in that NFL game, so I was took two
Oh
losses.
no,
I had
no.
Mitch. I had it.
Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle?
That-
Oh. No, Jets was not the right side. I meant the under.
Oh,
I mean,
oh, oh.
2 pick sixes in the last minute of the first half, and I still had the under. It was still gonna hit if Mostert doesn't score at the last second there. But yeah, Jets was the wrong side. It's just that many points in a division game where no one can throw the ball in MetLife on the Jets. Nobody. So I figure that's just a lot of points to lay on the road. Clearly the wrong side. All right.
Boyle.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Oh my God.
You had a better chance getting a touchdown with Susan Boyle, let alone.
We put on our halftime show. I bet 4,300 on the Dolphins second half.
I don't blame you for doing it. As soon as I saw like two
That's all I
drives,
had.
I split my money in half, and I did Jets and plus 9.5 and under. And as soon as I got 2 drives in, I was like, all right, so I'm really focused on the under. Like this this ain't gonna happen. So first game is the big one. Ohio State at Michigan. Biggest game of the year for a lot of people. Mitch, you're up first here. Are you picking a side?
Of course, everybody knows I love the big games, and this is kind of where I live. It's why I kind of do what I do. I mean, we all grew up with these big games, and we've all seen them a million times and how they play out. We know in this one, it's always the team that has the better playmakers wins this game. And Ohio State clearly has better players at every single skill position. I expect Ohio State to win in embarrassing fashion over a Michigan team that hasn't played a good team in 10 years. And when they have, they've lost every single time. I don't even understand how the line is where it is. It's just gift.
They beat them
Christmas
2 straight
all
years,
over again.
Mitch. They've beat them 2 straight years.
Big deal. Big freaking deal. They played nobody this year. They absolutely are going to get thrashed and rethrashed. And I think Marvin Harrison is going to end up with a trip to New York after this game. Trayvon Henderson is going to probably be a top 10 NFL draft pick. I expect Ohio State to just absolutely beat Michigan to a bloody pulp in this game.
That's a crazy take. I mean, I'm on the same side. I actually like the under. It's my favorite bet in this game. But at this number, a 3.5, I feel like you have to play Ohio State. I mean, the way these teams have looked in the very few times we've seen them in tough competition, Ohio State.
Michigan hasn't played in tough competition. The last
played
time
Penn
we saw them
State.
Penn State hasn't won against a good team in
Right,
the
but that
entire
doesn't mean
James
they're not
Franklin
tough competition.
regime.
That's a solid
Well,
competition.
the tough competition we saw them face last year was TCU, and they got their ass kicked. And I think Ohio State. I think this year we saw the game at South Bend. When you can come back on the road in the final seconds of a game, when you need that touchdown,
and your opponent only puts 9 guys on the field, that helps too.
Well, Michigan's. They don't have. They got nothing this year.
I'm on the same side. I think under is the move, but I trust both of these defenses. I don't really trust either offense. And if you had to make me choose one offense, I don't even know if I would hands down take Michigan. I think it's a toss up. Yeah, like Mitch said, Trevion Henderson kind of flying under the radar a little
Look at the
bit.
receivers at Ohio State
Right.
compared to the Michigan receivers.
Look
at the running backs at Ohio State compared to.
Whoa, hold on.
Nice,
Corum's nice.
He's a nice college running back. Trayvon Henderson is NFL first-round draft pick ready.
Yeah, that was what I was just saying. Is I think Trevion Henderson's flying under the radar because he missed a chunk of the season. A lot of people don't even know who he is.
10th overall in the NFL draft.
Yeah, I mean he is really good, and a lot of people don't even know who he is. He's awesome. But Corum's also really good. But let's bring up the Rat.
He's a nice college running back.
I think that's unfair. I think he's got a shot of being an NFL back.
Well, I'm an extremist.
We know. Rat Hawk?
Mitch, an extremist? No. Shocker. In other breaking news, the sky is blue. You took the words out of my mouth. I like Ohio State and I like the under here. When I saw that before this line even came out, I said probably going to be whatever side is getting points if I'm getting more than a field goal. And obviously we're getting Ohio State now 3.5. Because I do see it as a field goal game. You get top two of the top 3 defenses in terms of total defense in the country. I think it's just going to be, and these two teams normally when they play each other, correct me if I'm wrong, but they normally take like the first half and kind of feel each other out for the first few drives, and then you start to see everything sort of come together in the second half.
Except the Chris Olave game where they felt him out by throwing all over him for about 200 yards in the first quarter.
Fair, but for the most part. So I might even look at a first half under as well here. But I like Ohio State plus the points. I think it's a field goal game. By the way, what the hell happened to J.J. McCarthy the last couple of weeks? Went from like being in the Heisman conversation.
And I put a bet down on him to win the Heisman right before the decline started.
Of course. Yeah. Isn't that how it always works?
Yep. And someone said these guys are taking the points. You could tell they're not confident. The graphics are set up just ATS. Like that's how the graphics are.
I'm laying the points with Ohio State. I could show you my bets.
No, I was just explaining the graphics.
I got Tim Boyle money I'm playing with over here, so it's like
Tim Boyle money. All right, Jay.
Best kind of money.
I guess when you go 10-0 against the spread in the NBA, now that you just don't wear a hat the next day. No hat needed. No
hat needed.
He didn't wear the hat yesterday. He's riding the trend.
Oh, this is a new thing. He must have just came from the barbershop.
You might. You're right. But I think all you guys are wrong, man. I mean, Michigan for me, man. As I've said on the show plenty of times this year, I think the best team in the country. I think they're just deeper. I think they're gonna win this game by a touchdown. That's how I see this game.
Doubling up. The sound is doubling.
Yeah, no. He is echoing. I was wondering if that was just me.
No. Someone's sound is on in their computer. It's coming through.
All right,
Might be Jay.
Fix it. Hold on. I'm on Michigan in this one.
Jay's on Michigan. Yeah, I think it is Jay because when he joined, he sounded a little weird. Jay, you might want to just jump out and come back in.
Sounded like he said he's taking Michigan.
It was weird. It was like Michigan. Yeah, it's like he's echoing. So all right,
like he's taking Michigan.
Jay,
all right, what about now? Is it?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right, I'm on Michigan in this one, man. I am. I think these boys. I've said many a times this season on this show. I think they're the best team in the country. I think they're the deeper team. I think they win this game by a touchdown. I understand that this is the points seem attractive in this spot, but the points always seem attractive. They seemed attractive with Tim Boyle yesterday, and it wasn't. I think a lot of people are just looking at this game. I'm getting the number 2 team plus the points, and there's a reason they're a dog. Here
I don't think anybody looks at the rankings at all in a game like this, and I think that what you look at is that Michigan is one of the top 3 most public teams in all of sports. Ohio State is super public too.
I think I was going to say I think at this number the public's on Ohio State from what I can gather, but I'm sure there's a ton of people bet Michigan. But in this show, Jay's on an island.
On an island.
And our community is siding with us. Jay is officially on an island here.
And I don't think Ohio State makes the playoffs.
Well, I mean, I would imagine whoever loses this game is probably out, with Texas probably going to be 12-1. There's just so many teams in contention this year. All right, so 49% of our viewers on Ohio State, 35% on Michigan.
Most recent mock draft has Travion Henderson going 50 and Blake Corum going 74.
Yes, of course. They're idiots. They're idiots. All right. We got
same people that love Trubisky at 2 and loved Carson Wentz at 2.
And they also have Drake May going to the Patriots at 3.
They also traded up for Trey Lance, traded Bradley Chubb, Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and draft choice for Trey Lance.
There you go.
Trey Lance's career isn't over. I think he's going to get another shot. But all right.
Hope so.
Kentucky
I
at
pray
Louisville.
every night.
Do you have a lean on this one, Rat Hawk?
Yeah, I'm going Louisville in this one. You know, I see Louisville, and I was reading press conferences and what the players are saying. They're not looking ahead to the ACC title game. They're looking for this. Their mantra this whole season has been one game season, week after week, and I think it's the same thing here. Kentucky's won 4 straight in this rivalry, and I think Louisville sees this as a chance to get one over on what many people have said is big brother in this rivalry. A lot of people are have Kentucky as 1 and Louisville as 2, but that's not the case this year. And I've said before, Kentucky relies on explosive runs to move the ball up and down the field. Not going to get it against this Louisville rush defense. So give me Louisville laying the points.
Mitch, are you on Kentucky?
I'm on Louisville in this one. ACC title game next week. Shot at a big time bowl game.
I don't think it's crazy to think that Louisville has an outside shot at the playoff. Outside shot. A lot of shit needs to happen.
It's way outside, but they do
I don't
have a
know.
shot. Stranger things have happened.
If Washington and Oregon split, if Texas loses, they can get in there. But all right, so you're on Louisville too.
I like Louisville.
Me too, but it's not really for the same reason these guys are saying.
Are you going to say because Kentucky, it's basketball season?
I would never say some wild shit like that on this show.
It's also basketball season for Louisville. That's the problem.
No, I don't care if it's basketball season. Only psychopaths do, like yourself. This is a fade of Kentucky. I think that team's given up. What have they lost? Like 5 of their last 6 now, and that offense doesn't look good. It's so reliant on Ray Davis and the running game, and when that's not there, they can't do anything offensively, and the defense has fallen off as well. In the first half of the season, you could really rely on the Kentucky defense to stop the run. They're getting the ball run on them now. If they can't stop the run, which they haven't shown us they can't stop Louisville in this spot. And I get it's a rivalry. When I'm dealing with these rivalry games, obviously, like as soon as I look at it, we're talking 7.5, I'm immediately leaning towards the underdog. But in this one, I mean, Devin Leary, how important is this rivalry? He's been there for what, 3 months? Like, does he really care that much about this? I feel like that the transfer portal, and I'm not starting that conversation, but I feel like that does take a little bit away from the rivalries because, I mean, some of these players, it used to be like they waited 3 years for their senior year, a shot to beat their rival. It's not really like that. Devin Leary's NC State. I mean, this is his first year with Kentucky. I don't really see it. So I'm on Louisville as well. Jay, are you on?
Who pay the bills, man. They care. Trust me.
No, I'm sure. I'm not saying the game doesn't matter. I'm not saying they don't care. But as a whole, I think there's just a little bit less to it.
We're going to find out in a couple of these games today. We'll find out.
I'm ashamed to admit that I thought that Devin Leary was going to move the needle for Kentucky coming into the season.
Dude, I feel like most people did.
And now, oh boy.
Yeah.
I wish I could backtrack on that.
Yeah, I heard he was dealing with a shoulder injury.
He's been dealing with a shoulder issue for like the first 6 weeks. What's been the excuse since then?
Lingering? Not fucking. Jay, are you on an island again?
No, I'm with you guys. I'm on Louisville. I'm a little nervous because I need them boys next week. I'm the biggest Iowa fan next week. Louisville fan next week against Florida State. And maybe we'll talk about them later. Maybe Florida can get it down for me today. But yeah, I think Louisville is head and shoulders a better team. Louisville's usually they don't get a lot of love, especially not in football. But it's a really solid team this year. They are, and I think they win this game 10+.
We're sweeping on Louisville, and the community agrees with us. We're off to a chalky start, as someone said in the comments. Actually, Jay was on an island in the last one. Louisville, -7.5. 67% of our viewers, 22% taking Kentucky in the points. Game 3. And Game 3 is Texas A&M at LSU. And you know what sucks? This game would be awesome if I knew Max Johnson was playing, but I don't think he is. Ruffalo, any chance you had an update on that? I don't think he is.
Let me look.
I was looking late last night, like 2 a.m, and everything was game time decision. So I would imagine that it's still there. You're not going to get a definitive answer. But I'll go first as soon as Ruffalo finds it. Nothing, right? Because I was looking, I didn't see shit either.
College, they don't have to report injuries.
Which is stupid.
Right now I'm seeing nothing. I'll keep looking while you guys are talking about if I find anything.
So I'm going to put up on the screen Texas A&M plus 12.5, but the truth is I won't be betting this unless by some miracle we end this show and I see a tweet Max Johnson's going to play and I have a time to get the bet down before it starts, or I see Max Johnson out there and I live bet it. Really tough to make a case for A&M with that sophomore in there who actually looked okay. It's not like he's looked terrible, but we're talking about on the road in Death Valley trying to keep up with the LSU offense. But my main reason for this bet, and I was talking about this on YouTube, I think if there's one defense that can really give Jaden Daniels problems, it would be Texas A&M. They have the best pass rush in the country, and it's by a pretty solid margin. Their sack rate is like a full 2% higher than any other team in the country. So I know, look, LSU has made it clear their only motivation at this point is getting Jaden Daniels the Heisman Trophy. They kept him in there to score 8 touchdowns against Georgia State, making a mockery of it. I mean, not that I'm hating on him for it. Whatever, do your thing. But there was no reason for him to remain in the game and score 8 touchdowns against Georgia State other than trying to get him the Heisman Trophy. And maybe that leads to them overusing him a little bit, which they already do against a team that's got really fast, really athletic edge rushers. I think this Texas A&M defense is a bad matchup for Jaden Daniels and the LSU offense. But like I said, if Max Johnson isn't playing quarterback for A&M, I don't think I can pull the trigger on it. That sophomore, he's only made 2 starts. He actually looked kind of shaky in one of them. But so I'll say Texas A&M plus 12.5, but I won't be betting it until I see whether or not Max Johnson's going to play. Mitch,
I'm seeing doubtful.
It was game time decision last night. So
yeah,
Mitch.
Taking Texas A&M. I can't stand Brian Kelly defenses, and this is one of those things where Texas A&M, I believe, has enough athletes, no matter who plays quarterback, to run through that Swiss cheese sieve of a defense Brian Kelly toted out there. I guess it just proves my point, they've made a long time ago, that it doesn't really matter where Brian Kelly coaches. His defenses are terrible no matter what. He's got no excuses here at LSU, where they have simply some of the best facilities, plus a ton of money that they throw at the players in this program to have that terrible, terrible defense that he has. And I don't think it's going to take much for A&M. To be honest with you, I've seen much worse A&M teams than this play much better LSU teams tough. This is a real rivalry game. This is a game that, changed the rules of college football, that 7 overtime fiasco that we couldn't even watch whatever game was on after that. And then it was there was only one thing worse than a 7 overtime game, and that is a 7 overtime game that ends on a bad call. And I think that's what we had in that one. But these games are always close between these two teams. This is a 5-point game either way. This is a coin flipper. And I'm gonna take A&M.
Yeah, I'm on the same side as you. And according to the comments, they're saying Max Johnson is not warming up, most likely not playing. Someone said officially out. So I'm still on A&M, just not as confident. Like Mitch said, I like the matchup for A&M's defense. I think they make plays. I think Jaden Daniels turns the ball over a time or two in this game. Rat Hawk.
Possible.
So I'm just checking my text. I think I just got a call from Texas A&M. They want me to start at quarterback because I could probably get 3 touchdowns on this LSU defense. Give me Texas A&M in the points. We've seen LSU get carved up by less, and Henderson looked decent. And even in the game against Mississippi State, they won 51-10. But Henderson still ran for 2 touchdowns. So he has that added element to his game where he can at least move the pocket if he has to. He can scramble. And, like I said, I'm not trusting this LSU defense to get stops they need to cover a big number like this. I get it. Jaden Daniels, we got to get him to show out to try to make the case for the Heisman, but he can still have a good day, and A&M could still cover this number.
I'm not sure if he has a good day, though. This A&M defense is serious shit.
This is true. No, this is true.
Yeah, and I feel like LSU's like, if LSU had a good physical run game, it'd be one thing, but that's not really their game. It's so reliant on Jaden Daniels and his athleticism. When A&M's got some athletes on that defense. All right, Jay, are you siding with Jaden Daniels' Heisman Trophy campaign here?
I'm going to lean with you guys. I don't love this game, though. Like, I'm not betting this game today, me personally. I lean to Texas A&M. No, the thing is we know what LSU is going to do. They're going to try to come out here and air raid it for Jaden Daniels. That's what they're going to do. They're trying to run it up. I mean, they have nothing else to really show for this season. And in college football, these things matter. So we know that's what they're going to do. It's just, can A&M come back in that back door? We know, as you see in the bottom left, everybody, their mama, uncle, and auntie is on LSU in this one. So I can't lay it with LSU here. We like you said, I can't lay it here. But maybe this line grows a bit here in a little bit, and we get like a full 14 with the news of the quarterback out, and I might feel a little better about it. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I doubt it hits 14, but I could see it maybe getting a 13 and a half. 50% of our viewers are laying the points with LSU, 31% taking it with A&M, 17% over. So a lot of you out there click the over button for this one. Next. Houston at UCF. Mitch gets to talk about his favorite program, dripping with NIL money, Houston Cougars. Mitch just loves Houston. Are you taking the 14? Oh, Mitch also likes UCF, though.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me. I think if I was a passer, this would be a pass for me. But I'm going to take UCF because the line looks funny at this gigantic number.
I don't even think it looks funny. I think it's legit.
It's not a rivalry game on rivalry day, and I personally would rather be talking about Tom Allen's final game at Indiana or the old Oak and Bucket.
I sent you a text that said, "What other games do you want in?" You didn't answer.
I put pictures of the bucket and the axe.
I didn't look at that shit. Just send me Are you kidding me? That was you trying to tell me.
You got the axe.
Drew, that is horrible communication. You sent me pictures. I was like, "The fuck's he sending this?" Like,
I didn't get that dictionary with you.
Yeah, what is this? Yeah, some weird ass game of charades. I asked what games you wanted to go through.
The bucket and the axe.
Mitch just sent you a picture.
And it was easier to do that than just say, "Hey, Kyle, the Indiana game." Oh my God, I can't believe that.
It's okay. It's okay. We're all good.
I'm on Indiana plus the points. By
the way,
are we
doing a bowl special? We're not doing a bowl special.
I haven't even talked about it. We can do.
All right, we're doing a bowl special then. All right, I volunteer you for a bowl special.
I took Indiana in that game. By the way, I like them a lot.
I like the Boilers. I hate Tom Allen.
Noted. All right, so you're on UCF.
Hate his guts, but I'll take UCF here. Like I said, they always play with a chip on their shoulder. I think for Houston, though, I think better days ahead is what I'll say.
Is Holgerson still the coach after today? Or after?
Yes.
You think he keeps his job?
Yes.
I'm on the same side. UCF, I think they win in blowout fashion. At home in the bounce house where they're always better. Also, they need this game for bowl eligibility. So this is, Mitch mentioned it's not a rivalry game, and that's true. But this is an important game for UCF. Houston has shown us that their defense can't be trusted in any capacity, and on the road against this UCF offense, I think they score 50 points. So, I mean, will Houston make some plays and get the ball in the end zone a couple times on UCF's defense? Yeah, probably. I mean, UCF defensively isn't anything to write home about, but I don't know how Houston makes stops here. So I like UCF minus the 14. Let's bring it over to Rat Hawk. What do you got? Oh, whoops.
Oh, damn! Got rid of everybody. Thanos snapped everybody. I'm gonna go with UCF minus the points as well. You said this is going to be, I think, the most electric the bounce house will have been all season. You need this win for bowl eligibility. It's senior day of the final day of your first Big 12 regular season. Must win. Yeah, I'm with you. I think UCF's rocking. I think they win this one big. I think you might be able to go extended line on this one.
Jay, you got anything here?
I'm on UCF as well. In the bounce house, we're rocking. I watched all of that game last week with Texas Tech, and it was pretty much what you thought it was. Texas Tech, where they play their best football at home, where they on the road, straight ass. So I wasn't thoroughly surprised. And then, last time we seen UCF at the crib, what'd they do? They blew the doors off of Oklahoma State. After Oklahoma State came off their most impressive win in their history, it feels like.
Yeah.
But, it's just a different place here in the bounce house. We've seen that, and I think they run them off the field as well.
Wow, so heavy UCF here, and maybe this is an explanation of why this line has gotten to 14. Seems like everyone likes UCF, all four of us, and the community as well. 68% of you guys clicked UCF, 22% clicked Houston plus 14. So if you're looking for an opportunity to fade the heavy public, take Houston plus 14. I can't personally do it, but this would be a good opportunity. All right, next. The Buffs. Do we have a Shedeur Sanders not playing? That's confirmed. This college injuries are crazy because you don't get a definitive answer anywhere.
Another one that I saw is doubtful.
It does matter, Mitch. Shut up. It matters.
It matters 1,000%.
It matters.
Straight ass.
He's not straight. If you want to say he's overrated, okay. But straight ass, are you
we'll
crazy?
just call it what it is. It's trash. Anyways,
Rat Hawk, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going Utah on this one. If you told me earlier in the season that, with all the fanfare that was going on, that we'd be getting Utah laying 20 points or 20.5 points this late in the season, I might have thought you were crazy. But Utah, they've won 15 straight against unranked teams by double digits. And while they're different teams in the past for Colorado, Utah still won 6 straight head-to-head by almost 25 points per game in the average margin of victory. So we saw with limited Shedeur Sanders against Washington State last week, losing 56-14. Imagine what happens against a team with a defense. So give me Utah laying the big number, Bryce Eccles.
Someone in the comments says Mitch is way too personal with his picks, which explains his record. Isn't he like 32-8 on this show or something?
Yeah, something like that.
He's got like the most insanely good record on this show.
So hey, this is believe me, I've been living this exact same experience for 15 years, and I wanted to say to everybody out there that watches this show, it's been really good to reach a different audience, and hopefully a lot of you people that are at least honest with yourselves got to see a different side of me. I don't know. For some reason, I get seen as like this tyrant, like this. I don't know.
You're a tyrant, bro. That's what you are.
No, because I have an opinion. Because I have an opinion. It's like because I take the other team doesn't mean like I take these guys out back on the after the show and just scream at them or something. It's like it has nothing to do with one thing has nothing to do with the other. It's like wow, good to see that someone could finally stand up to Mitch. It's like I'm some guy on YouTube picking the Yankees. It's like let's call it what it is.
Look. The reality is you only get yelled at when you take the Commanders. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's like we have fun with it, but it's like at the end of the day, we're all just a bunch of guys on YouTube saying, you know what? Take the Cowboys. It's like really
just sharing
a bunch of guys on YouTube saying take the Cowboys and talking about and we're ranking Oreos. Like that's what we do.
I know, and it's like the stuff that I get in the comments and emails and all the other stuff is just like you guys. I've gone. You're just overthinking it, man. You're way overthinking it.
Jay, do you have the stones to back your buffs here without Shedeur Sanders?
I do. We coming.
We still coming.
I'll give Jay credit. This at least he stuck with the ship until it sank.
Hey, one thing I'll say is we've been covering these pretty big numbers. We're not terrible against the number. We're not.
Last week.
How crazy is it that if you took before the season Colorado under 4.5 wins, that you're gonna win after that start? That's nuts. They started 3-0, 4-2.
Who says who?
I mean, if you had a Colorado under 4.5 wins ticket, and when they were 4-2,
man, you might be on the edge of your seat today, man. You might be on the edge of your seat today.
No, I mean you can count it as a win.
You think so? I don't know.
On the road in Utah, are you crazy?
I'm pretending no sweepers, but I got a little bread. I might put a little bit on Colorado money line see what happens.
I'm on the Utes. I don't see how Colorado makes a stop here. Utah's hand the ball off, ripped 6 yards of carry all day. I wanted to take the under, but I've got burnt taking the under in these Colorado game back-to-back weeks now. Here I am thinking, hey, they slowed the offense down. Everyone's been betting these Colorado overs. They changed the play caller up. This is a good time to cash on some unders. Well, I took back-to-back losses with that philosophy. So I wanted to take an under here, even though I don't think Colorado's defense will make stops, but I think Utah's play calling will be relatively, I don't want to say conservative, but I don't think they're going to do anything to mess this one up. This is a win unless they give it away. So I expect Utah to just rip 6-7 yard gains, keep the clock running. Maybe a Colorado team total under. But that, you know what? I don't even know where it's at, so I don't want to say that and have it's at like 10.5 or something. But yeah, I would lean Utah here. Mitch?
I love Colorado. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm on the Buffs.
Utah minus 41.5. I just think that this one is one of those ones where it's just an absolute whitewashing slaughter. I think this is kind of like the climax of Coach Prime's season and what happened here at Colorado. Got way ahead of themselves early on. We're going to the Chick-fil-A Bowl. We're going to this. You're going nowhere, man. You're going to Chick-fil-A is where you're going. You're not going to Chick-fil-A Bowl. You got your asses kicked all over the place by Washington State. Now you go to Utah, a very, very tough building. I mean, these people out for blood. Senior day.
We're not talking about senior day today.
Oh, it's a bad spot.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, and of the Sanders brothers, I think Shiloh is the much better player. Much better. I would take him any day of the week.
No.
I mean,
he can hit, man. He can seriously hit.
But like,
he can seriously hit.
Wait till they get that line next year and Shador back in the high.
The only problem with Shador is he can't throw from his back, So like, teach him to throw like.
No, I mean Shador definitely he didn't have a lot of protection, but he also wasn't great with dealing with pressure. Also, it wasn't just the blame. We definitely saw some weaknesses from him.
Nobody's good with dealing with pressure when it's in your face every damn.
The great
play.
ones are. I mean, Caleb Williams is. A lot of these guys are.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Look at Lamar.
Lamar Jackson is.
Caleb Williams. If anything, I would say that his season was more overrated than what Shador did. Because Caleb had all the tools at his hand at his access and still couldn't get it done.
All the tools except for a
he's
defense.
A system QB, Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is system QB. Shiloh Sanders is just an overrated. I mean, maybe he needs another gold chain. That maybe he couldn't throw because his balance was all off.
I heard they keep towing his.
Shador will have the better NFL career than Caleb.
He's not going to have an NFL career.
Yeah, I don't think
he's
he's going to play
one.
in the NFL. I don't know if he plays in the NFL.
No, Arena League maybe.
68% of our viewers are on Utah, 23% on Colorado.
He's actually perfect for XFL. They're going to do XFL. He's perfect.
He'll probably get like a $20 million XFL contract.
Yep. His father will be the coach. He'll leave Colorado to be the XFL coach.
Don't sully the good name of the Arena Football League. How dare you?
Sully the good name. Next up, it's Alabama Auburn. And look, this is what I saw. So I saw a something come out. Obviously, Auburn just got beat 31-10 on their home field by New Mexico State. I saw something come out that said Auburn did 2 weeks of prep for Alabama and didn't practice for New Mexico State. They've been running 2 weeks of Alabama schemes at practice. What you do with that information, that's on you. Just wanted to bring it out there. Apparently, when that information came out, a lot of people bet Auburn, and that's why this number dropped from 14.5 to 13.5. So, Jay, are you buying into it? Are you saying, hey, Auburn's prep for this game for 2 weeks?
Man, I ain't buying that shit. I'm taking Alabama. Here's the thing. It's the same thing like I said about Texas yesterday. We're at that point of the season where style points matter, where everybody has to get a bid to show, hey, look at us. We deserve to be in. And Alabama sure is going to have that bid because they're going to win here. They're going to smash Auburn. And then they're going to go and beat Georgia in the SEC championship game. And then they're going to have the argument that we should be in, but they're not because they lost to Texas. And who's going to be the team that got in? That's how it's going to end up.
If Alabama wins the SEC championship game, they're in 100%.
They're out.
There's no way the Alabama 12-1 SEC championship game champions doesn't make it. No way.
I don't know.
I think, hold on. If you're making that argument that Texas should be in, if Alabama wins the SEC championship game, I think Texas has a stronger argument to get in instead of Georgia. They were at the SEC championship goes to the champions go to the playoffs. That's just gonna happen.
Oh my God,
it's gonna be interesting. We'll see how it shakes out. But I think they do beat Georgia is when it's gonna happen, and I think they run Auburn off the field. They've gotten
Michigan, Alabama over Georgia. Jay, stick to hoops, man. Stick to hoops. Colorado, we come in 6.5 wins. I'm getting it. You're invited to breakfast at March Madness. Jay's paying. We bet
is
breakfast he? Yes, he is, and it's gonna be a lot of
pancakes. Me and Toast will be there. Me and Toast are going out. Maybe prop you.
Toast more than welcome. The more, the merrier.
You know what? I might come for the first couple days. Take the red eye back for the wedding on Saturday.
Yeah, Ruffalo's like, I wasn't gonna come. I didn't know there'd be breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got
Why-
pictures of me and Ruffalo at breakfast. Believe me.
Shut up. Why you got to expose me like that? Shut up.
Rat Hawk, what are you doing?
I'm taking Alabama. It's a lean for me though. Not overly strong on this one because I do think the number's right on. I just can't trust Peyton Thorne to try to move the ball in this Alabama secondary. The Alabama, the run game is legit. And I'm starting to trust Jalen Milroe a little bit more. Maybe that's going to be shame on me, but I still trust him in this game. So I'll lay the two scores with Bama here. But again, probably one I'm just going to rather watch than bet.
I'm on the same side as that. I really hate my bet here because
I love
Alabama struggled here on the road here. Well, not when I say struggled, I mean not covering this number is what I mean by struggled. I mean, I think Auburn's beaten them 2 of their last 3 on their home field. But that's the thing. Bring it back to the transfer portal. Quarterback is not from Auburn. He's from Michigan State. I don't know how important this game is for him. Now, it doesn't have the same feel to it. Also, like Jay said, Alabama's playing for a statement win here. Now, where I don't think there's any scenario where a 12-1 Alabama team that wins the SEC championship game doesn't get into the playoff. That's crazy. 12-1 SEC championship, and their only losses to a ranked team. That they're in.
They're going to get slaughtered. They're going to get slaughtered.
Oh, that's right.
About.
They're going to get slaughtered by that Kirby Smart
Oregon,
physical defense.
And then probably Alabama.
Like they have the last 2 times they played them.
No, they beat them in the SEC championship game last year, Mitch.
No.
Yes, they did.
Georgia hasn't lost in 3 years, man.
Alabama beat Georgia in the SEC championship game.
Alabama didn't make the playoff last year.
Oh, that was 2 years ago. That was my bad.
3 years ago.
No, that was 2 years ago.
Georgia hasn't lost in 3 years.
That was not 3 years ago now.
Yep. Georgia hasn't lost in 3 years.
They losing next week.
They haven't lost in 3 years, man. They're going to kick the shit out of Alabama.
Bama.
No, they lost 2 years ago, Mitch. They lost to Alabama in the SEC championship game 2 years ago, 2021. I knew that I was not wrong on that. I mixed it. They lost to Alabama in the championship game to Bryce Young.
That's the last time they've lost.
Are you laying the points with Alabama here, Mitch?
Hell no, I'm taking Auburn and the points. War Eagle, baby. This rivalry far transcends.
It does.
Any kind of players or anything like that. This is the game that these players grew up playing against one
Not
another.
all these players, though, Mitch. Peyton Thorne grew up dreaming of this game. Wasn't even on the team.
The bulk of the players in this game. This game transcends anything that the casual college football fan could possibly understand. And the Iron Bowl, I think Auburn has a better chance to win outright than Alabama does of covering this spread. And I think that has nothing to do with what we've seen on the field. Obviously, Alabama's been the better team, but I mean, they have a running quarterback against an NFL defense, and I think that's going to be a problem, for Alabama here. And if you think Alabama is going to beat Georgia, you guys are delusional. You're just, what you have, Jay? Jay's just doing it because he thinks Texas is going to get in. Jay, hope is a bad thing. It will crush your dreams and ruin your life.
I think Alabama beats Georgia also.
We saw TCU beat Michigan last year.
No chance.
Well, we get it. We get it. You have a statue, a shrine to Kirby Smart.
It's just this is not a good Alabama team.
They're starting to look good, though.
They are, though.
You can't see. This is what Mitch has done. This is what Mitch has done. He's isolating the second half of the season for Georgia, and he's ignoring the second half of the season for Alabama. Because in the first half of the season, Alabama looks shaky, but they are looking dominant recently, just like Georgia, who has also come on recently.
They only have Alabama only has one.
I mean, which one of Georgia's wins are you super impressed with?
Well, the 20 out of the 27 in a row that they've reeled off.
No, the last few weeks. Like, what you're saying, Alabama hasn't played anybody the last few weeks. Who has Georgia played? That, I mean, Missouri they struggled against. It's not like they beat the doors off Missouri. I think Alabama would blow Missouri out.
No chance. Alabama has a slim chance to win today. I think Auburn has a better chance of winning than Alabama does of covering. That Hawk's gonna fly around the stadium. They're gonna go nuts. War Eagle. I'm telling you, this is a bad day to be on Bama. And I think that Bama, if they, in the championship game, they're going to get waxed by Kirby Smart's team. Just slaughtered.
We already know.
Because Georgia is an elite team. Alabama is a good team.
77% of our viewers are on our side. So Mitch is on an Auburn island here. 18% on Auburn.
Not my first rodeo.
Next up, Arizona State. Some Pac-12.
This is for the Territorial Cup.
The Hate Week.
Territorial Cup.
Yeah, they call it Hate Week though.
Oh, Georgia Tech is clean old-fashioned hate.
So it's this one number is now at 12.5.
Ruffalo loves him some Territorial Cup.
Does he? I'll put Ruffalo up first. I didn't know this was his thing.
He loves the Territorial Cup. He lives for the
Damn it! Hold on.
almost as much as I love the land grant trophy.
The land grant trophy. That was
what just happened? Did we just lose the stream? Oh, never mind. Here we are. For some reason, I can't see the thing anymore. I don't know if we're still live. Error duplicate.
I'm still seeing everything.
Oh, all right. So I mean, I don't know. Let me just make sure we're still live before.
We're live.
We are?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're still live. For some reason, I can't do the polls though. I lost my thing. All right. Whatever. Let me see if I can figure it out. Mitch, do you have a side in this one?
Arizona. I just like the way that they finished the season.
That's wrong. That's the wrong side.
I think that I think we have the coach of the year here and on the sidelines with the Arizona Wildcats. I do. I think this team is I just think they're way underrated and just continue to get value on them.
Mitch, Arizona State is the move here. This is the very similar situation to the Washington game. You got Arizona coming in here to Tempe, where they haven't won in forever. They've
been terrible forever.
Right, obviously. But Arizona State does one thing very well. They defend the pass, which is why I took them on the money line against Penix. Because I was like, hey, this Washington team's awesome, but their offense is one-dimensional. They're very reliant on the pass. That's why I took Arizona State plus 27.5 and the money line. They almost won that shit. Arizona has quietly become a pretty pass-reliant offense with Fafita, and it looks good. But they're now, in the last 3 weeks, they're now throwing the ball on 56% of their snaps. It's the top.
Arizona State's pass defense is trash, man. They're trash.
No, they're not. They have a good pass defense. They had one bad game. They have a good pass defense. We saw it
including today.
We saw it against Washington. Arizona State. I think Arizona State wins this outright.
Want your picture taken with the Territorial Cup. That's
that Arizona State's winning hate week here. I'm on the Sun Devils. I think Arizona's really going to struggle to move the ball offensively. This line is getting out of control. So many people betting Arizona. Arizona State owns this rivalry, man. You think they're like, oh, Arizona's good now, so maybe we're completely okay with being 12.5-point underdogs. I think Arizona State wins this game. This Arizona hype has gotten out of control. 12.5 on the road in a rivalry game? What are you, nuts? No way. Definitely on Arizona State. Chris, here's your Territorial Cup. I didn't know you were such a big fan.
Yeah, I have a Territorial Cup replica in the foyer of my house. I have to admit to that. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna go with Arizona here as well.
Wrong.
Well, sorry, but the motivation is there for Arizona. There is a billboard out on I-10.
Motivation? You don't think Arizona State cares about winning hate week?
Oh no, I know they care about winning hate week, but I'm saying everybody's saying that Arizona is just they're happy with what they've done so far. They're focused on a 10-win season. Jed Fish, when he came to Arizona, there was a billboard put on I-10, and it said, I don't remember the actual wording. It said like, don't feel sorry for the kitty or something like that. But it was highlighted 77 when Arizona State beat Arizona 70-7 in 2020, and he showed his guys that billboard, and they were pissed.
And what happened? What happened that year?
No, I'm saying he showed them that for this game.
I thought you were taking what Jedfish took
No.
the job.
No. You know, he showed them that. For
I'm
this
sure
game,
he showed him some shit in 2021 too. The last time they came to Tempe,
but
didn't work.
This is the best that they have looked, and I understand what
For
you're saying
sure.
about the pass defense. I understand what you're saying about the pass defense looking better. It's looked better than their numbers indicate. I think right now Arizona State on the year is like 93rd against the pass, or 96th. They are playing better than that, but I still think when all is said and done, I've got Arizona winning this game 31-17.
Wrong. Jay, are you with me on the Sun Devils?
Unfortunately, I am not playing this game at all. It's a pass.
Pass. All right. Our poll heavy on Arizona. Good. I'm happy to be on this island. Sun Devils are winning this game. And you know what? They don't even storm the field because Arizona's just not worthy of it. 64% of our viewers on Arizona, 28% on Arizona State. Next. Virginia Tech at Virginia. Got Rat Hawk up first. What's the name of this? Oh, it's a Commonwealth Cup or some shit, right, Mitch?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I don't really know much about this rivalry. I know that Virginia Tech has been significantly better than Virginia. And I also know that Virginia Tech is 17-1 in their last 18. It's Commonwealth Cup or Commonwealth Clash? Commonwealth something? Virginia Tech 17-1 in their last 18 games against Virginia. This is a very one-sided rivalry. Clearly, some sharp money bet this number down from 3 because it was at 3 and it dropped down to 2.5. Clearly, there's people out there that like Virginia. I even show the data. If you look in the bottom left, public's now leaning towards Virginia. I'm not sure what everyone is seeing. I'm on this. It's super square, and I feel like maybe I'm missing something. But to me, Virginia Tech seems pretty obvious. Too obvious. So obvious to the point where it's not even in my top bets because I'm just scared of it. But Virginia Tech has played much better football than Virginia over the last month and a half. I mean, ever since Drones took over at quarterback, this Virginia Tech team has a new energy. I think they should be, if you just go strictly throw out the situation, throw out the rivalry, the spot, all that, just go strictly on a football sense, I think Virginia Tech's 5-6 points better than Virginia at the least. I really like this Virginia Tech team, and like I said, this is the square side, so if you like to fade the public and go sharp, Virginia's your move, but I couldn't get there in this one. Rat Hawk?
I liked Virginia at 3. But now that it's flipped to this level line, I'm taking Virginia Tech money line. Like I said, I think this was just I think it's a 3-point win for Virginia Tech. Virginia just keeps finding ways, for as bad as they have looked this season, keep finding ways to cover numbers. I'm not sure why, not sure how, but they do. And I think that Virginia Tech probably gets the win. Like you said, they've owned this rivalry.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm keeping it. It's just Virginia Tech money line.
Mitch, Commonwealth?
Yeah, I'm rolling with Virginia Tech also. To be honest with you, I was this video landed on my list to do this game, and I passed. I didn't do it. I just drew a line through it and acted like I had already done it, and just said it's not going to happen. And it is that kind of game. I'm going to take the Hokies here, though. I don't love either of these teams. I think both these teams have a long way to go to get back onto the national scene. And I think, for Virginia Tech, it's a program that we're used to seeing there more often than at Virginia. I think they go out and get this one.
Tony Elliott gets another year, right?
Should. If they win this game, he does.
Yeah, that's Jay, you got anything in this game?
Virginia Tech, Virginia straight ass.
Virginia Tech, Virginia is straight ass. All right. So all of us on Virginia Tech, our community on Virginia Tech. This is another one where if you're just like to straight fade the public, this would be a Virginia move. I would like to do it. That's what I did with Arizona State, and I really like that one. I couldn't get there here. I'm with the public on this one. 64% of our viewers are laying the points of Virginia Tech, 30% taking the points. Next. Washington State at Washington. Let's you know what? We'll start with Jay. Are you siding with Penix at this big number?
No. Taking Wazoo. I really want Wazoo to upset these boys. I need somebody to upset Washington for me. It's a little fan oriented, but who cares? Penix, they're having a hell of a season. They are. But Wazoo, man, I still can't get over that team where they were at the beginning of the season when they were putting all the pieces together. And if that Wazoo team shows up, they can win this game outright. But if they don't, they could go ran off the field. But at 16.5, I don't see Washington winning this game by that much. I think this is a 10-point game if they do. But I think Wazoo, this may be one of them sneaky ones where Wazoo may go get these boys. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning Wazoo.
All right, let's bring up Mitch next. Mitch, you on Wazoo as well?
I'm going to take them with the points here for the Apple Cup, one of my favorite trophies out there. Of course, how do you like them apples? I don't know. I think Washington State, another one of these rivalry games, you're getting a boatload of points. And it's like, I just think when you're getting this many points in a rivalry game, it's too many. Though, this is one of them, though, where it sets up where actually the dog is on the road. And that's not as favorable spot like Auburn at home or something like that.
Auburn's also going to get their doors blown off them, though.
It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. They need to figure out a way to pay off my Auburn bet. So just hype everybody up on it. Anyways, I just think that, I think in this one, I think Wazoo leaves it all out on the field. I think it's going to be pretty close to this number, man. I'm going to wish I had 17, but I'll take the 16.5 with the Cougs.
Yeah, I'm on the same side as them. I'm with the 16.5. Look, this line is – it's not that I don't think Washington should be a heavy favorite in the spot. They should. This line is inflated based on Michael Penix's stats, honestly. If you look at Washington's schedule, let's pull it up. Actually, I think I know it offhand. Want to know the last time Washington won a game by double digits? September 23rd, 2 months ago. Every single team they've played has played them close. So it's Michael Penix looking awesome. Those receivers, they're fun. They're getting all this hype. That's going into this line. I think this number should be more like 11.5, maybe 10.5. I mean, 16.5 for a team that doesn't even beat anybody by double digits in forever. They're not blowing teams out. The defense looks really susceptible. Look, I don't think Washington State's a live dog by any means, but you got Cam Ward. He's going to come in there. This should be a prime spot for him to have a big game against the Washington defense Washington's defense, to my opinion, has that one player, that edge rusher, that number 8. Forget his name, but he's awesome. Other than that, nothing about this Washington defense scares me. So yeah, I'm on the points. I don't think Washington State wins it outright, but I could see this one staying close for a while. Penix throws a touchdown in the fourth quarter that turns it from a 4-point game to an 11-point game, and that's it. So yeah, Washington State to cover the number. Rat Hawk.
Live dog.
Just so no one else calls it out in the comments, they did beat USC by 10, Washington. So
I think technically, I think when I wrote it down, it might have been more than 10.
Yeah, there you go. But should I go Washington just so that we avoid the sweep and you guys can cash Washington State? Maybe. No, I'm going to take Washington State as well here because the thing with Washington is that they're just not covering these big numbers. I mean, they beat Stanford by 9 as 27.5-point favorites. We talked about Arizona State as 28-point favorites didn't cover. They were 20-point favorites against Arizona. Now that line looks like it's insanity just with how well Arizona's played. They just haven't covered these big numbers. Washington State still built to beat the weakness of this Washington defense, which is the pass defense. Even with their struggles, Washington State still 4th nationally in passing yards per game. The last 3, they've still put up 313 passing yards per game, so not a huge drop-off. I think there's going to be enough that they can at least sneak in the back door, maybe keep this one within two touchdowns.
Someone's in the
dream scenario. Washington State beat Washington straight up, and then Washington turn around and beat Oregon next week. Then Texas is for sure in. Ooh.
Someone in the comments is complaining that the line is 14.5, not 16.5. Dude, it just moved. I have to make these graphics in advance. They don't just appear on the screen. I made them a couple hours ago. Relax. The line's nowhere near 16.5. Relax, dude. Jesus.
Now let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
Yeah, but it looks like a lot of late sharps coming in onto Washington State. Bet this number down to 14.5. That's recently. Because I checked as recent as 2 hours ago. It was 16.5.
It was 16.5 when I put it in last night, too.
Yep. Next. Florida State at Florida. Oh, by the way, our poll is, wow, we're like pretty split on that one. Slightly leaning towards Washington, 44% on the Huskies, 42% on the Cougars. So pretty split on that one. Next up, Florida State, Florida. In a game that was, if you just rewind 2 weeks ago, this was shaping up to be a fun one. Not so much now with two backup quarterbacks. Mitch, you still betting this one with the backup quarterbacks?
Yes, of course I am.
What are you doing?
One of the ones that I grew up with. Well, I love Florida State in this. I like Florida State to win the game. I think the Gators probably cover. I think it's going to be a pretty tight one. We saw the Florida backup QB last week at Missouri. He looked real good. Came out throwing and running, and he's way better than Graham Mertz. For Florida State, what most people don't realize is, I grew up with this stuff. But Florida State usually runs about 7 deep at quarterback. These guys don't have a player on their team that's not an ESPN top 150 recruit. They're absolutely stacked, and I wouldn't even worry about it with Travis, because when you look at this Florida State team, they're so freaking fast, man, at every single position. You saw them against us. I mean, they ran on us, man. They're fast. That number 3, that running back, holy smokes, he's going to run all over Florida all day long in this game. Seminoles have won 17 games in a row, man. I think they make it 18 here, and I like Florida State to win this game outright. I think with the points, I might lean to Florida getting the points. I think it's a 4 or 5 point game, 6.5, a little aggressive.
I think it's skipping bad. Everyone's saying it's lagging. I'm getting an error message here too, but I mean, I just checked my internet speed. It's not me, it's YouTube. I'll just type that in there. Maybe they can't even hear me. All right, well, maybe they can see. I'll just put it up.
It keeps getting like the little circle.
Yeah, YouTube's messing up right now. Not sure how to even fix it. YouTube's really on fire today, man. Wait, did we just come back? All right, well, I'll put my, because maybe they could see me.
Yeah, we're back. I see we're back now, as far as the one I'm watching. Circle.
I'm on Florida State. I don't know if you could hear me or not. I was on Florida. If you remember, me and Jay were talking like, oh, we're taking the Gators. And then the quarterbacks got hurt. There's no Graham Mertz and no Jordan Travis. If you take away Graham Mertz, I don't know what Florida's identity is. I mean, they got some weapons on offense, but as a whole, I don't know what Florida's even going to do here. See, Jordan Travis is the focal point of Florida State for sure, but if you take him away, they still got 2 NFL receivers. They can run the ball. They got a great offensive line. They got a top 5 defense. Florida State without Jordan Travis is still a great team. Florida without Graham Mertz, I don't know what that team is. They can't make stops with or without Mertz. So, yeah, I'm on Florida State here. Yeah. They're like, can y'all read? What do you want us to do? Like, what do you want us to do? YouTube's lagging. I don't know how do you want me to fix that? I don't work for YouTube.
Literally, if people just refresh the page, it's fine.
Really?
Or it was, yeah. Now I got it once. Now that I said something, it's started again.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. There's not.
It might just be YouTube.
All right. All right, so I don't know if everyone's back or not. I'm putting it on my TV right now. All right, looks to be working. So I think we're back, I guess. All right, my reasoning is Florida does not function without Graham Mertz, in my opinion, and Florida State is still an elite team without.
Florida looked good, man. When their backup came in against Mizzou, he looked good, man.
The game was over. Wait, Mizzou. Oh, my bad. I was thinking of the wrong game. The Florida-Missouri game. That game was actually close. It came down to the end. But, yeah, that's a super small sample size, and I hate evaluating backup quarterbacks that come in unexpectedly mid-game because, like, no one prepped for him.
Yeah, but he was fast, man. He could run.
All right. Jay, I'm just going to put a pick up under you. You're on Florida still?
Of course. They're going to win it outright.
Hope is a bad thing, Jay.
And Chris?
They're going to win it outright. The Swamp.
Crush your dreams.
The Swamp is a really tough place to go and play.
Actually, when you look at Florida's record out of the years, it's really not that tough. It's not really. They never have like the big winning streaks at the Swamp.
Yeah. So the Florida State's playoff hopes really go to die today.
Select a seat day in the third quarter in the Swamp.
Ruffalo, Florida State or Florida?
I'm going Florida State.
All right, Ruffalo's. That was the first game this whole time that we've been split on. It's been all sweeps or 3-1s. So yeah, Ruffalo's with me on Florida State.
I think Florida State either romps or whatever. I'm not betting on Florida, that's for damn sure, but I think that it has a chance to be close. I like that Florida QB.
Based on what? A 2-quarter sample size? We barely saw him.
Against a very good team.
That didn't prep for him, Mitch.
It's okay. There's no scrubs on these teams, man. These guys are stacked.
We were seeing eye to eye, and you just flipped on me. I just came.
These guys are stacked. But
I didn't know Graham Mertz was going to be.
You took the freaking Panthers last week against the Cowboys. We kicked their ass.
I'm talking about Kyle. Kyle. Me and Kyle was on Florida last week. We was eye to eye.
Yeah, I liked them too, but not without Mertz.
Jay also liked the Panthers last week.
I liked the Panthers a lot too.
We whipped their ass. CeeDee Lamb had a touchdown.
I didn't bet it, but I leaned that way.
All right, let's run a poll here.
Circa pick on the Cowboys for me.
Notre Dame. I don't know why this game was even included.
Because they're playing for the Golden Shillelagh. That's why. No, this isn't for the Golden Shillelagh. This is a different. This is actually the oldest of the rivalry games.
So Notre Dame, Stanford, Jay, you betting this is 26-point spread?
Pass.
Yeah, this is a pass for me too. I don't know why I even made the graphics. Ruffalo?
It's the Legends Trophy.
Yeah, it's the Legends Trophy. Yeah, UTEP, El Paso.
So, Mitch, you betting this one?
Why not? I'll take Notre Dame in this one.
You're gonna lay the 26 on the road.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'm not touching this one.
I think Sam Hartman is kind of dissed for not being mentioned in the Heisman race, to be honest with you.
All right. Next, Clemson at South Carolina.
Palmetto State.
I wonder if there's any way to try to fix this. Let's just put our picks up. I mean, it's 11:30 anyway. Let's just put our picks up so people can see it. The show got ruined by YouTube here.
I think if people go back like 10 seconds, if they try to watch it like live as it happens, that's when the delay hits. But if they watch it like 10 seconds behind, it's fine.
All right. Well, I'm on South Carolina in this one. Clemson at South Carolina. Very simple. We're seeing a repeat of last year. What happened last year, South Carolina struggled for most of the season. Very mediocre or less than. Then out of nowhere, they turned it on and started winning games. They beat Tennessee. Then they beat Clemson. Then they played Notre Dame tough in the bowl game. Here we go. We're seeing it the same thing. South Carolina really struggling defensively, struggling on the offensive line. Run game was inconsistent. So many problems with this South Carolina team. But you know what? Here they are. They've now won 3 in a row against Clemson again. At home this time. Catch it 7.5. I'm going to take it. I know Mitch is going to take Clemson, but that's a loser. South Carolina's the way to go here at 7.5. If it's dropped below 7, it would be a pass for me. Radall?
Yeah, I'm taking South Carolina as well. Like you said, it's just what South Carolina and Shane Beamer do this time of year. They always just show up and they get better as the season progresses. This Clemson defense is legit. I'm not disputing that at all. But both these teams have won 3 straight, but they both won 3 straight at home. Last time we saw Clemson out on the road, didn't look very good against Miami, and I'm trying to remember who else it was. I think it was NC State as well. So getting the touchdown and the hook, I think, is key for me here. I think if Clemson wins, it's by a touchdown. So give me the 7.5 with South Carolina.
Mitch, tell us why you're taking Clemson.
Because I have my stable of college coaches, and Dabo Swinney resides in there. I know you guys are big Shane Beamer guys. I know that.
You're a big Shane Beamer guy.
All right, maybe I am. But at the same time, I like Dabo just a little bit better. I think Clemson there's just a talent disparity in this game, and I think it's all in Clemson's favor. I actually think Klubnik's played a little bit better recently too.
Oh, relax with that.
I'm going to take Clemson. I like the running backs there. I like everything. I like everything about Clemson.
Jay, are you continuing to fade Clemson?
What kind of question is that?
So 3 of us on South Carolina, Mitch on a Clemson Island. Next game, Kansas, Cincinnati. I already know what Mitch is doing. I'm on the other side of this one, though. I am deboarding the fade Cincinnati train that has been profitable. I'm deboarding. I'm betting Cincinnati in their last game of the year here, taking the 7 points. There are 2 spots where I like to fade Kansas. Number 1, on the road. Number 2, against a team that can run the football, and that's what Cincinnati does. It's basically all they could do because their quarterback's name is Emory Jones. But Kansas defensively can't stop the run. Texas Tech was really unable to exploit it in that game because Texas Tech all of a sudden is having all kinds of problems out of nowhere. But this Kansas defense can't stop the run. And 7 points is just too many. You could see action coming in all over Kansas. Everyone likes Kansas in this one. This line has got bet to an extreme level. You could see as soon as it touched 7.5, all those 7.5s got bought right up by the Sharps. I'm on Cincinnati +7. Mitch.
It's kind of like my Tim Boyle. This is our last stop on the Emory Jones train, and we will never get this opportunity again. I think we should celebrate it for what it was. I know Chris is going to say we're not going to be sad that it's over. We're going to be happy that it ever happened. And we're going to cherish the moment. We're going to take our money. We're going to bet it against Emory Jones one last time and say, we had a good run. And I'm gonna take Kansas here. I'm gonna lay the wood. I might even have to lay the extended here just for the hell of it.
Rat Hawk.
So beautiful.
Kansas.
Don't be sad that it's over. Just be happy that it happened.
So
Let's go. Let's run it back one more time.
All right, Jay, you on Kansas too? I'm on a Cincinnati Island.
Yes, you are. I'm on Kansas. The reason I'm on Kansas and I like it in this one is because Kansas was usually the doormat in football of this conference. That's what they were. They're no longer that, and they now can beat up on Cincinnati, who now is that. Yeah, they're gonna do this one big.
I have a feeling Cincinnati beats them in hoops this year in one of the games.
They might. They might. They might. But
Cincinnati's beating them today on the football field.
Stop it.
Nah. By the way, Jason Bean, I think, is going to play, but that's not even confirmed.
Cincinnati wins. I'm getting Emory Jones jersey. I'm sure I can get him at Kohl's on the $3 rack.
If they even make them. Iowa State at